Most haunted abandoned ships. For centuries, there have been tales of mystery, fear, enigma, and wonder that have emerged from our oceans. Tales of ghost ships that have lost their crew, never to be seen again, or stories of lost sailors that have come back to haunt their vessels. Today, we delve into some of the legends that still have many at a loss for a plausible explanation. Number 17. Set sail. The USS Yorktown sailed for the United States Navy between 1943 and 1974. During that time, 141 men were lost for various reasons, but many believe they never really left the ship. A number of people have reported seeing figures on the vessel, including Shadow Ed, who appears in full uniform. Often people have heard footsteps when there's been nobody around, voices, and an angry cook tossing pans in the gallery. If you're brave enough, you can head on the ship for a paranormal tour and make up your own mind. Number 16. What a legend. Although you and I know that this ship isn't real, there are still many that believe the legend is true. The Caluche stems from Chilote mythology and appears every evening near the island of Chiloe. This beautiful ship carries the spirits of men and women who are taken by the ocean. The ship isn't creepy and scary though, and is said to be beautiful and alive with the sounds of happiness and music. Number 15. Fly by night. The USS Constitution was one of the USA's 6 original Navy ships that was launched in 1797. She got the nickname Old Ironsides for her heroic work during 1812 when she defeated 5 British ships and managed to capture several merchant carriers. You can visit her today. She's docked in Boston next to the USS Constitution Museum. There are special occasions when she's taken out, and crew have reported that objects roll across the deck for no reason, and the presence of those that fought in her service can be strongly felt. Number 14. Mothership. You're setting yourself up for failure if you've named your ship HMS Terror. But that was the name of the ship that set sail with the HMS Erebus. They left England and headed off to the Canadian Arctic. Led by Sir John Franklin, the ship's main objective was to find a safer route through the treacherous Northwest Passage. Sadly, it ended badly. Nobody returned from the mission. The ships were both lost sometime in the late 1840s. The Erebus was eventually discovered in 2014, and in 2016, the Terror was found in amazing condition in 80 feet of water. Researchers have also felt a strong presence of the missing crew. Haunted? Perhaps. Or perhaps their legend lives on. Number 13. Walk the plank. It was 1852 when the beautiful, luxury, wooden-hulled paddle steamer Eliza B was launched in Indiana. This vessel was used to entertain the bigwigs, presidents, and VIPs. On a chilly night in February 1958, disaster struck. A fire began on the main deck and spread quickly. Strong winds and cotton bales didn't help either, and the fire was soon out of control. Of the 100 people on board, only 74 lived to tell the tale. During spring floods and when the moon is full, people have claimed to have seen the riverboat idly making its way up and down the river with music playing and fires burning on deck. Some have said the fire is so bright you can even make out her name on the plaque that used to be on her side. The locals believe it's a sign of impending disaster, but whether their predictions have come true, we're not really sure. Number 12. See it to believe it. This is one of the most well-known haunted ghost ship stories, and it appeared in Holland's folklore sometime in the 17th century. Dutch and German sailors have all reported seeing this ship that tells the tale of a cursed sea captain that would forever have to sail around the Cape of Good Hope. Since then, there have been several sightings of this ship. One ship wrote in their diary they had seen the ship, and another ship noted it in 1881, stating they too had spotted the ship. Real? Well, that would depend on who you were speaking to. Number 11. Bone to pick with you. The SS Valencia sadly went down in 1906 just off the coast of Vancouver. The ship encountered terrible weather near Cape Mendocino and sank. It's been deemed the worst maritime disaster in the graveyard of the Pacific, which is an awfully dangerous stretch of water. Of 108 passengers, only 37 were saved. Many people have reported seeing the Valencia with human skeletons on board, even though the ship sank decades ago. Number 10. Let there be no confusion. The USS Constellation, which we are featuring today, is not to be confused with the USS Constellation CV-64. Our one has been rebuilt a number of times, but the original was launched in 1797. The first captain was Thomas Truxton, and he was responsible for the early exit of seaman Neil Harvey. Neil had fallen asleep while on watch, and he was tied to a cannon and blown up as a warning to other sailors. His ghost has been presumed to be a costumed tour guide. Others have reported hearing screams from a boy who was allegedly stabbed by sailors in 1822. Number 9. Batten down the hatches. A beautiful Danish vessel called the København set sail on the 14th of December 1928 to head to Australia from Rio de la Plata. On board were 60 men, mostly cadets from prominent Danish families. The ship was notable for having 5 masts and had everything to ensure a smooth voyage. She disappeared on December 21st, and in 2012 a wreck was discovered near the island of Tristan da Cunha, which many believe was the København. In 1930, there were a few reports saying that the 5-masted ship had been spotted. Possibly a case of too much rum? May very well be. Number 8. Belle of the Ball. Not quite, rather the Belle of Louisville. You can still hop on these historic steamboats in Louisville, but just note, with your delicious lunch or dinner, expect a healthy serving of ghost stories. Many claim to see the ghost of former Captain Ben Winters, and they hear him whistling a song in the engine room. Number 7. Fire in the Hole. Young Teaser was a private ship that was built in 1813 that would prey on any sea trade entering the coast of Halifax. This extremely fast vessel took many prizes from Nova Scotia and some straight from the Halifax harbor. Many attempts were made to catch her, but to no avail. HMS La Hogue and HMS Orpheus worked together to eventually corner the ship, but as they approached, the vessel exploded. It's believed the first lieutenant may have gone mad, set himself alight, and run into the ammunition. A year after the incident, people started reporting that they'd seen the Young Teaser, and that every year on the anniversary of that tragic day, the fire ship would appear. Those that have seen it say that there is a huge element of fear that comes with the sighting of the ghost ship. Number 6. Feed the fish. During the time that the RMS Queen Mary served as a Cunard passenger liner, at least 49 people ended up as fish food. This isn't even taking into account those that served as troops between 1939 and 1945. Time magazine have even named the vessel one of the top 10 most haunted places in America. The ship now serves as a museum and hotel, and you can take a paranormal tour through it. Just listen out for the sounds of children playing in the former nursery, or look out for the ghost of a young sailor that used to work in the engine room. Number 5. Yo ho ho. When you hear the term ghost ship, it doesn't automatically mean there are ghosts on the ship, although we're not discounting that possibility. It means that the ship has no crew on it. This is the Octavius, and it set sail in 1761 to take cargo from China to London. The captain tried to take a shortcut, but it didn't work out in their favor. The ship was only discovered 13 years later by a whaling ship called the Herald. The crew and captain were frozen solid inside the ship. Totally spooked out, who wouldn't be, the crew of the Herald left the ship immediately. The ship has been left with its ghostly crew to wander the ocean ever since. Number 4. Hang the jib. Pirates do have the most colorful expressions, don't they? The SS William A. Irvin was a beautiful ship to see on the waters of Lake Superior, Erie, and Michigan. The 610-foot vessel used to carry iron ore and coal and was considered the flagship of the U.S. Steel's Great Lakes Fleet. Many believe the vessel to be haunted by former crew members, including the unfortunate sailor who didn't survive a boiler room accident. Every October, perhaps in time for Halloween, the ship allows you to do a self-guided haunted tour. Number 3. Anchors Aweigh. The Lady Lovibond involves an intriguing story of love and jealousy, which always seem to go hand in hand, don't they? It was the day before Valentine's Day in 1748 when the ship set sail to celebrate the captain's wedding. Turns out the captain's best friend was in love with the captain's wife too, and to get his revenge, he purposefully steered the ship into dangerous waters, sinking the ship and all its passengers. To this date, there have been almost 10 sightings of this ship, with the most recent being in 1998. Whether it's a tall tale or the event actually happened, we're none the wiser. Number 2. What a Star. Built in 1963, the Star of India is home to several ghosts. Visitors say there are certain inexplicably cold spots on the vessel, as well as electronic voice phenomena. You can also go ghost hunting as the ship is docked at the Maritime Museum of San Diego. Number 1. Don't rock the boat. This is the HMS Eurydice, and the Royal Navy training vessel was lost at sea in 1878. They were hit by an unexpected snowstorm off the Isle of Wight, sinking the vessel and the 364 crew members on board. There are many stories floating around saying that sailors and visitors have all encountered this vessel at the exact same spot where it went down. A writer for the BBC website, Victoria Bartlett, wrote that Prince Edward had reportedly also seen the ship while filming a documentary for ITV in 1998. Have you ever encountered a ghost ship or apparition in the ocean? If so, share your story with us in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and subscribe to our channel for more daily videos.